When the Walmart exclusive Velocitron Speedia 500 collection was announced, there was two characters that I was super excited for. One of them was Deluxe Cosmos, who I have a full review of over on my channel, and the other was Override. How's it going, everyone? Deceptibot9 here, and thank you all for joining me yet again here on the channel. Before we get too deep into it, go ahead and leave a like if you like what you see, and subscribe if you want to stay tuned for all the future content that I have planned. And if you want to follow me on socials, you can follow me at Deceptibot9 on TikTok and at Deceptibot9 Reviews on Instagram. Alright, so if you know me, you'll know that I grew up with Transformers Cybertron. It was the first show that I ever saw in the Transformers universe. It was the one that invested me. And for a long time, we did not see new versions of characters from that show. Siege brought us Select's Hot Shot and Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, and I was stoked for those. And now Legacy has brought in Metroplex. I can't believe Metroplex. And now we get Override, which is just so exciting for me as a Cybertron fan. So, with all that said and done, I want to go ahead and hop right into the review because I want to get to this figure. So, let's go ahead and take a closer look at Velocitron Override. Alright, and here is a closer look at Override in her packaging. Now, in my Cosmos video, I touched on the packaging, but I did not actually show it. But for me personally, there is something so nostalgic about this package because obviously she's packaged in vehicle mode, and they did that because that's how, figures used to come, and it's obviously a race theme, so they wanted to package them all in vehicle mode. But I didn't grow up with G1, obviously, so I didn't have much attachment to Cosmos being packed in vehicle mode, but Override here, on the other hand, I do, because this is how I got Override when I was a kid. She came just like this in a vehicle mode package. Obviously, it was way different then. There's no plastic here. There was a lot more plastic on the other one, but you can see we're getting pictures of Override here on the front side, Legacy up here on the top, promo shots here on the back. Again, here is a beautiful artwork of Override. So with all that said, we're going to go ahead and break her out of her package and see her in her full glory. And here is a closer look at Override out of the package and in her vehicle mode. And I have been messing around with her now for a little while, and I gotta say, she is really incredible. I would love more Cybertron universe figures in the style of her and in Metroplex. You can see I got Metroplex back there because both of these are shining examples of how to take the original figure and the original character design and update it and modernize it in a fantastic way. I am having so much fun with Override, and she is probably contender for figure of the year. I just overall really love what they've done here with Override. You can see her vehicle mode here looks fantastic, almost ripped straight out of the show. And obviously we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at some of the details here on this vehicle mode. So you can see, guys, it is just incredible. We got lots of nice white going on. Again, the white worries me ever so slightly because we've had so many yellowing issues lately that I really hope nothing goes wrong with this white, even though maybe it being not so white would help match its aesthetic to the original figure a little bit, but we'll get to that in a minute. You can see this nice red painted all up here on the front with some black tips right here. Wish these parts were painted in the gold like they are on the original, but we'll see that here in a minute. We got some nice blue touched up going here. Nice blue here at the top of the windshield, plus right here where her head is peeking out of, and of course the gold right here at the top. Coming around and see a little bit of gold, a little bit of black. There's black, white, red all around. Those are her main colors. Obviously, coming down, we get those translucent red wheels with the nice gold rims. On the bottom, it's there's a little bit of robot mode kibble, but honestly, it's not that much. It's not really that bad. Plus, this is actually pretty accurate to how the original looks, which I'll show off here in a minute. But I wish there was a little bit of paint going on up here on the top, which is where the weapon is. But overall, not that big a deal. Coming around to the back, nothing really going on the back. Now, speaking of the weapon, this tabs in just on a 5mm port. Pops right off, just like the original, how it sticks on back there. So we get you to see some nice back sculpt going on right here, and we get the little handgun, which we might as well take a look at now really quick. It's got these little wings that you can angle however you want, get them angled all the way up, or you can flat them out, and the gun pieces that do rotate and flip out, which will come into play in robot mode. Now, as far as I can tell, there is not a way to keep the guns out while it is plugged into the back, because unlike the original one, which I'll show off in a minute, it is skinnier, so it's not designed to kind of flip around the sides like it is in the original. And of course, sadly, this figure does not come with a Cyber Planet key. And I do have a Speed Planet key somewhere, but I cannot find it for the life of me. So here's a Giant Planet key. You can see they did actually kind of mold in a slot for it, because you can stick the key in there. It doesn't really stay, obviously, but if you wanted to emulate some sort of cyber power gimmick, it does that. It doesn't spring out the cannons, obviously. You have to do that yourself, but it's neat that that little touch is there so you can put a key in there. All right, let's slap this back on. And I've been talking a lot about the original override, so let's go ahead and bring her out. All right, here are the two overrides. Legacy over here on the right and the original Cybertron one over on the left. Now you can see there is a slight size difference. We got this override is a little bit taller and she is a little bit wider, but they're pretty close to being in the same range. And there's a lot more. This one over here on the left, despite her being a little bit smaller, there's a lot more going on with her, especially when it comes to transformation, because this one is mostly just a spring-loaded gimmick transformation. But she does look nice in the car mode. You can see coming to the sides of the car mode, there's a little bit more going on showing here than we see on the original. The back is about the same. Like I was mentioning here, on the bottom, look at that. You can see it's basically the same construction, which is really, really neat, because the transformation even kind of has the same idea. It's just this one is like, what if this didn't have a spring-loaded gimmick, is what that one is kind of like. And you can see this is what the gold I was talking about. I really wish there was a little bit of that gold up here on the front, but overall, not a big deal. Well, she's trying to roll away. Not a big deal. And in terms of what I was mentioning with the Cyber Key gimmick, obviously this goes in the back here. The guns can flip out to the side, wrap around for the car mode. This one, you can't do that. She's just gonna race. She's just gonna be a car. No big deal. All right, here is Legacy Override compared with Siege Hotshot and Siege Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, both of which I have reviewed on the channel, but of course, these are modern updates of Cybertron characters, so we gotta see what they look like together. Now, I really hope that they do a more regular version of Hotshot sometime soon. I do really like this one, but he is just a Hound repaint, so there's not much Cybertron about him with his aesthetic, but still fits in kind of nicely with the other two. And one last group shot here in vehicle mode. Here is Override with all of the other figures from the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection that I have. These are probably all I'm going to get. I might get Road Rocket some point down the line, but we've got Blur, Cosmos, and Scourge, who I am wanting to review as well, because I do really like this guy. But you can see, if they were racing, I don't know. I think Override's going to take it. All right, let's go ahead and get into transformation for Override. So, of course, we're going to have to play the theme song and go, Override, transform! And here we have Override transformed up into her robot mode. And this transformation is a lot of fun. And like I was saying, it really kind of sticks to the original transformation format, but kind of removes that spring-loaded element that is so prevalent on the original Override. It does the same basic thing. You know, you pull out the legs a little bit, you flip out the feet, bring the front like up and over like we saw, and then the arms flip out. And what they did with condensing this little shoulder section so that it like folds out for the vehicle mode so it's wider, and then it squeezes down to make that more slim robot mode is really, really neat. And it's something that I really, really enjoy about this transformation. And as you can see here in robot mode, she is looking fantastic. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of the details on Override in robot mode. All right, coming in first is the head sculpt, and she looks so, so nice. We can see the rest of the head sculpt now. Obviously, we saw this top half with the blue and the little parts of the crown, but we can see her nice blue eyes in there with a gold painted face, along with the rest of the white and red going on. Coming to the back, you can see it is clear plastic for some light piping, but the eyes are painted blue, so they painted over that for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe just to make it gel with the rest of the head. I don't know. There's not many other new details exposed here in robot mode. A lot of it we saw on the car mode, like these pieces here. This piece, the crotch piece here, is a little new. We can see some sculpt work going on there, not anything painted. We are now seeing the arms in their proper configuration. We got the gold pieces going on up here, which is really nice, along with the gold wings down here as well. And coming down here to the legs, we get the red pieces. Obviously, there's not much going on there. They are got some sculpted detail in there, but with some sculpted detail here on the legs, along with the paint, which we all saw. Coming to the back, we get some heel spurs, and it is a little empty back here. Obviously, I understand why it has to be that way. And here's the back. So now we get to see a better look at how this back piece kind of integrates with the robot mode rather than being the back of a car. And guys, I am so happy with this figure. She is absolutely tremendous. I love how she turned out overall. She looks so nice, and she poses really well. As you can see, we got her in a bit of an action-y pose, but let's go ahead and cover articulation on the rest of her so we can see what we got. On her head, it does appear to be on a ball joint. It's just kind of a little restrained, so there's not much tilt going on or up or down, but it can swivel all the way around. Oh yeah, you can see I do think that is a ball joint in there. Maybe it is just a swivel, but she can swivel around. Her chin gets in the way just a little bit, but not big a deal. Her arms do go all the way around. They go out up here at the shoulder, and they swivel here at the elbow, or the bicep rather. There's a bend here at the elbow. The wrists do have a swivel all the way around as well. The waist does have a swivel, but it will not go all the way around due to this back piece, and everything is pegged in, so you can't really get more than that, so that's slightly disappointing, but overall not really that impactful. Her legs go forward that far, great kick. They go backwards that far, great backwards kick. And they go all the way out, way past a full spread, just like Metroplex. But her, oh, there you go. She holds up. Look at her. Full split for Override. That is great. We love to see it. We get a swivel up here at the thigh as well, plus a really, really nice knee bend that is going past 90. We love to see that. The feet are on a bit of a hinge, so you can tilt them up and down a little bit, or they are on an ankle rocker, so you can get them going side to side. So overall, Override, I almost called her RC for some reason. Override is pretty posable, as we've come to expect with this modern era of figures, but how does she compare with some of the others? All right, here is Legacy Override with the original Override. You can see this was definitely a needed update. This version does not look very much like the cartoon at all, but you can still see a lot of the similarities, obviously, between the two because they're the same character, and I don't know. I love this original Override, but this one is just so much better. Here's Legacy Override with the Siege Cybertron gang, obviously Hotshot and Optimus Prime, and these guys look pretty solid together. I actually kind of really like this mix, and you can see Metroplex peeking in the background, and there, sort of the comparison between those two, how they look. Let's see if I can bring Metroplex in closer on his own. He's a big boy though, so we'll see. All right, and here is Legacy Override with the Velocitron Speedia gang, obviously Cosmos, Blur, and Scourge. This is a great looking bunch too. I really love the different aesthetics all going on just in this one shot. And I know I'm missing out on Road Hauler and Clampdown and Road Rocket and Burnout, but I just love that we've got a subline where we've got G1 characters, we've got IDW characters, Cybertron characters, RID 2001 characters, plus G2 and Diaclone. So cool. I love all of this. Okay, and here is Legacy Override with Cybertron Metroplex for the Titan class from Legacy. Obviously, this is an insane size difference. It is so funny to see, but I absolutely love it. We've got 2 planet leaders from Cybertron. Let's get Evac and Scourge sometime in the next couple of years. Alright, that's going to do it for a closer look at Legacy Cybertron Universe Override, so let's go ahead and throw it back up to me for my final thoughts. So, all in all, how do I feel about Legacy Override here? Well, like I said throughout the video, guys, I think she is one hell of a figure. I think she is so fun. She looks really great in robot mode and in vehicle mode, has a fantastic transformation, and overall is just a great modern adaptation of an older character and figure that I am super nostalgic for. I love this so much, and with her and Titan Metroplex, who I would love to review, but he is so big I need to try to figure out a way to do it. I really hope we can see more figures like this come out in the future, because it makes my 6-year-old heart so very happy. So guys, that is going to do it for my full in-depth review on Legacy Walmart exclusive Velocitron Speedia 500 collection Voyager class Override. So go ahead and let me know down below what you guys think about this new interpretation of Override. Have you found her in stores yet? Did you get her on Hasbro Pulse? All that kind of stuff. What do you think about her? Go ahead and let me know down below. And as always, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it very much. And I've been your host, Deceptibot9. I'll see ya later.